Hey guys, my name's Billy, and I don't know if you've ever been like me, but broken down on the side of the road with your old Harley. Wondering if any of your buddies got any tools, because you forgot to pack yourself a tool roll. Today, I'm going to talk to you about putting together a tool roll that you can use to work on your old Harleys or your new Harleys alike, and what I pack along in these, and just give you some ideas on what you could pack in yours, and be prepared for whatever the road brings to you, because the one thing that you will be guaranteed of is that the road will bring something for you. So better to be prepared than not. So let's cut over to the bench and go take a look at it, and I'll bust down two different tool rolls and the different things that I bring along just in case, to meet any surprises that the road brings. All right, let's go take a look. All right, guys, here we are sitting down here at the bench. We got all the different things that I like to carry with us laid out on a bench here, and we have all these little pouches. Now, don't laugh at the colors and whatnot. I get these from my wife. She gets them for makeup and different things that she gets on Amazon or wherever, and she gives them to me. I try to always hang on to them. And I have all these different containers. I have two different tool rolls. I have a smaller tool roll that will take on more minimalist, and then I have a larger tool roll that I like to carry if we're taking a bagger with us. I also carry a fuel bottle right here, an extra, I don't know how much this is here. This is 227 grams or 1,500 milliliters, 1.5 liters. I carry a extra quart of oil along with me, and I have all these different containers. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at these. Let's get these oils and this fuel out of here. And I also like to carry a small little foam rectangle with me that I use to put your knees on, because if you've ever been on the side of the road and you're working, it's real nice to have something to give yourself a little bit of shock abrasion and make it so you can stay down there a little bit longer. So that's always within that back. I carry everything in this little duffel bag here as well. So all of these different tool rolls and whatnot will be in one spot, which makes it real nice and easy for us to be able to load these things and carry them. So the duffel bag is kind of key. It keeps everything organized, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first pouch here, and this one right here is just going to be some miscellaneous stuff. And what this is going to have is this going to have a couple of just regular old shop rags, just to help clean up any oil spillage or wipe things off, you know, get fingerprints off of an exhaust system. I also going to carry along a couple of pairs of black gloves, latex gloves, to be able to work on things. And I also carry a trash bag. These work as a poncho, these work as a makeshift tarp, all those different things, so you'll be able to protect yourself if it's raining while you're working on the bike. All right, guys, our second pouch right here, very, very important stuff. I like these clear plastic covers that allow you to see what's inside there. But this one right here is going to be our tire repair or puncture set. And I like to carry just a cheap little tire gauge. I'm going to take a full patch kit here. Or actually, this is a plug kit, so it's got a little bit of rubber cement. Right there, it's got the plug kit, the ram where you can, the awl, I think that's what that's called, and also a little few patches there. And I also like to carry a rapid inflate kit right there that allows it to be an inflator. Now, also within this bag here, I have, that's all that's really inside that as far as tire inflation kit there. So we'll go on to the next kit. Okay. Our next kit here is going to have our Fantic, I think that's how you pronounce it, Fantic tire inflator. Now this also doubles as a tire gauge, so it's going to give you your pressure gauges, and it's going to allow you to have a hose. It's inside there that's going to allow us, I'll go ahead and pull that out. This hose is going to allow us to connect here and then get in and inflate any of our tires. Now this also, when you turn this on, This has a flashlight built into it right there, and it's just a really great piece of kit. This has been great. It also works as a battery bank, so you can use that to charge any phones or anything like that on the side of the road. Go ahead and we'll turn this off. So that's really great to have that. Let's put this hose back away. Get this thing put away. Alright, and that's the Fantech 5100 Apex. Fantech 5100 Apex. Alright, and also within here I carry a jump pack by Michelin. This stuff here, both of these I think we got at Costco. And once again, this acts as a battery bank, has a flashlight built into it, guys. And always try to keep that in a ready state. This will jump motorcycles off very, very well. So good piece of kit to have, guys. Good piece of kit to have. All right. Got one more small pouch to kind of go over here, and then we'll start getting into the meat of this, the tool packs. Tool pouches that we were talking about earlier. All right, so we got that. All right, one more pouch, okay? And once again, there's one of those little bags that my wife gets, and I hang on to those, and they come in great. What this is for, guys, is this is our power bank, okay? So it's nice to have a little extra power. Jackery has this little tiny pouch right here, has the Anchor. This is also an Anchor phone pouch that is able to use there. And I'm going to get up and show you this. What I really like about this pouch, what I really like about this Jackery here is that this is also solar. So this will be able to recharge using this solar panel that I can strap onto the back of the bike. It's got a couple of eyelets on all four corners where we can bungee this thing down. Right here and there, and we can bungee that down to the back over a bag on the back of the bikes, or when we get somewhere in camp and we can charge these smaller battery packs. And it's just a fantastic piece of kit to have, and really fortunate to have that. So I recommend some way of being able to charge up things and keep all that stuff going. So we keep all that stuff right there, and we're going to go ahead and move some of this stuff down out of our way here, guys. Okay, now let's get into the meat of this thing. We're going to save this one for last. We're going to start with this smaller pouch right here, guys. And what this is this is if I'm just taking a minimalist ride. It's just going to be me, most likely just on the Evo, or something that I don't think is going to break down, but I like to have just something just in case. First thing that I want to show you is I have a length of paracord right here, and this is just good to have. You can tie things up, tie things down if you pick something up along the way, find something that you wanted to shop or antique shop or whatever, and this is just really great to have inside of your bag. And I use it to actually secure this tool pouch. Now this tool pouch here I got with the 1996 Electric Glide Ultra Classic, and it had one old spark plug wrench in it and two open end wrenches that weren't even part of this toolkit eventually. But this is what I have gone ahead and outfitted this with here. You can see the Harley Davidson is just faded off there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now guys, this toolkit, all of these tools, I've just gone ahead and I've gotten over at Harbor Freight. There's no reason to spend a ton of money on buying these things and putting your high-end tools and stuff from your toolbox into it, because you just might leave one of these on the side of the road. Matter of fact, that's highly likely that you will leave something along the side of the road. And how many times have you been driving down the road and you've seen another biker broke down? And if I'm able to stop off to the side of the road, help him get going, and maybe get him a set of tools that he's going to need to tighten something as he's continuing on his road, I'm only out a few bucks. I'm not out anything that's real good from our expensive toolkits, and we're just able to go on. So let's break down and see what's inside this toolkit, and we'll go from there. And once again, this is going to be the Minimalist tool pouch that I would take if I were going to go just out solo and I just wanted to have something to get me out of most situations. Is it going to be good for everything? No. Is there ever going to be one that's perfect? No. But it's better to have some of this stuff than to have none of it. So let's kind of go over this, and we'll start right over here. So I have a little multi-bit driver here. These you can pick up over at Harbor Freight for just a couple of bucks, and they're great because you can start things here. You know, it's got a little ratchet built into it, and you can change these bits, which are fantastic. So that's the first thing that I have in the first spot there. Okay, and second thing that I'm going to have in this spot is I'm going to have a T25. I'm going to have a T27. And I'm going to have a T20, so a 20, 25, and a 27 Torx, which are fantastic to have because you don't, most of the, like all of the handlebar controls and most of the torque bits on the bikes are going to be those 3 sizes. I have a little flashlight. It's just going to work great in case you get stuck at night and you need to put a little light on something. I have 2 bundles of wires, 2 different gauges, a little bit thinner and a little bit thicker, and then some Velcro wire ties right there that are going to allow me to, you know, splice in some wire if you catch something along the side of the road and, you know, something comes up and cuts a wire, you're going to be able to at least get that going or use some of that to wire something back up. I carry a little strap of these smaller zip ties. Zip ties, guys, these things are fantastic. They'll get you out of so many different things. And, you know, if these aren't long enough, you can always connect 2 of these together and make a longer one. And these are an absolute essential to have in there in your pack. Next, ooh, wait, I have something jammed down in this last one that I forgot. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this. Oh yes, I have a little punch in case you need to drift or punch, however you want to look at that. And this is just in case you got to knock out an axle or if you got to do something like that. That's good to have in there as well, and it doesn't take up much space. Pair of vice grips. I like the needle nose variant, and these things right here, guys, hold your shifter together. Do a lot of different things in case you need it to get you home. So that is a very, very important tool to have. I have a small set of needle nose right here, and these also have the wire cutter in it, so they double action tool as far as a pair of needle nose pliers and a wire cutter. Really, really handy to have there. I also have a regular set of pliers that open up to 2 different sizes, so those are real good to have multi-use. I have a nut driver here, a screwdriver that has both Phillips and flathead, and it's 2 different sizes. Guys, this is a very, very handy tool, and it doesn't take up much space, and it just gives you the peace of mind of having a screwdriver without having to take up the space for a full-size screwdriver. Another very important thing, you would bet you thought that was an adjustable wrench. It is not. This is a K-bar little knife, so it's something that you can use to cut paracord, cut different things, cut wire, whatever you need it to do. That's a great tool to have in there. Now I have just some cheap Harbor Freight wrenches. I have a 3/4 inch open end wrench. I have a 9/16. I have a 1/2 inch. And I have a 7/16 open-end wrenches right in there, guys. That's going to get most of the stuff to what you need to get fixed. Now this, guys, I highly recommend this. This is a fantastic tool. This is made by Pittsburgh Tools. Once again, it's going to come out of Harbor Freight. But what this is this is a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch ratchet. And rather than having 2 ratchets, you just put one of these in your tool bag and in your pouch, and you have both of them, 1/4 inch and 3/8. Fantastic. Have a razor blade because you just don't ever know. You know, on top of the knife, that's going to be great to have that. Now, the adjustable wrench, guys, you can use this to open up and get onto your axle nut, whatever you need to do. And I want you to notice, wrapped around this, guys, is the full handle of that is wrapped in electrical tape. There's no reason to bring a whole roll of electrical tape, because if you can't fix it with this amount of electrical tape, you've got bigger problems and you're probably calling for a trailer. So that's going to be another double use tool that is going to be able to go into that tool roll and be very, very handy. All right, guys, so I have one more little section of this, and that's the side pouch. No good ride is good without a little bit of blue Loctite. If you take a fastener off, guys, it's real highly that you're going to need to put a little bit of that back on. You can get this at Harbor Freight for just a couple of bucks, and it's fantastic to have. Now, this is something that goes along with this multi-use bit tool, guys, and this is going to have all your standard torque sizes in the torque bits size, and that's just going to be another way of using that just in case this doesn't work. All right, so you're going to have that within here. We'll get to that. I have an assortment of different fuses, different sizes, the micro blade and the regular blade fuses, and I have all the different assortments right there. Nothing worse than getting stuck on the side of the road because you blew a fuse. And if you had, I also carry a couple of extra 10s just in case, so that's a real useful thing to have within that tool bench as well. Now, here's this, guys. Now, this is one of the things that came with this tool bag. It was the original Harley Davidson spark plug socket, but it didn't have the bar that came through it. So I just took one of these, little nut driver deals that it just kind of fits right through that, and it's going to allow me to get some leverage on that and use that to take our spark plug out. So that's real handy and nice to have. I also have an assortment of different sockets. We have our 1/2 inch, our 9/16, I carry a 5/8. I do have a 10 with me. I carry a 7/16, and I carry, well, and this one has 2 10s, but that should be an 8. So I have a 3/8, but there should be an 8 and a 10 rather than 2 10s. I have a 12-bit and a regular 10 millimeter in here. We'll get that fixed and make sure that we have an 8 and a 10 within there, guys. But that's going to conclude what's in this smaller tool bag, and this would be the minimalist setup that I would carry to get me through just about anything that might happen to me on the road. So let me get this cleaned up, and then we'll go into the big toolkit and we'll go over what that has, and I'll show you what we carry on a long ride. All right, guys, here's what we've all been waiting for, the big pack. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm going to start with, I have 2 bungee cords wrapped around this, and they're the old school rubber ones. You see these, I have 2 different lengths. I have a medium size and a long one. And these are just fantastic to have because you never know when you're going to need to have a bungee cord. Now this tool bag, or this tool roll here, I got at Harbor Freight as well. And it's just been a great tool roll. Holds a lot of stuff. And so let's unroll this and let's just take a look at what we have here. All right, guys, first and foremost, let's just take a look at this. Let's get these bungee cords out of here. And we have a set of gloves right there. You don't never know when you're going to need that. I have a nut driver set here. Once again, this is the Pittsburgh Tools. We got this right there at Harbor Freight as well. And this just has an assortment of different tools. It's got some torqued bits. It's got some mini nut drivers, different types of Phillips and flatheads. And it's got your ratchet style bit driver right there. So this is just a fantastic kit. I got several of these. I usually keep one of these in every single bike that I have. And these, for I think they're $4.99 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but somebody write down in the comments what that is as far as price at Harbor Freight. But that's a great thing to have. Once again, I have a couple of carabiners, and I have 2 different lengths of wire, just in case you have something that happens on a road, you got to fix some electrical. And this one, I carry a small, the micro can of WD-40 along with the red stalks. You don't never know when you're going to need that. Here I have another little pouch. Once again, these are the little, it's got little vampire lips on it. I don't know what my wife was getting. It must have come at Halloween. But this little pouch right here, it's going to have an assortment of different things in it. We're going to have a lighter. We're going to have a little bit of plumber's tape, real good in case, say, you got to put they get a leaky oil pressure switch, something like that. That works real great to get you home in a pinch. Once again, don't leave home without blue Loctite. This is just from Harbor Freight, nothing fancy. We have our little Ziploc baggie full of fuses. which is fantastic to have. I have a roll of baling wire. I can't tell you how many times, I was one time coming back across the country from Las Vegas to Dallas, Texas, and we were riding choppers across country, and a friend of ours had a exhaust system that had cracked and broke, and we were able to use a Red Bull can and some baling wire to put that exhaust system back and go the last 500 miles. I have some red Loctite just in case, a little red and a blue. I have the space in this roll, so that's why we have it. Here we have a little Swiss Army knife. Like to carry that. That's kind of nice to have. Carry some dielectric grease. Guys, this stuff right here, if you start having a short or something like that and you got to put something back together, this can really help you out in a pinch. It's nice to have in there. In here we have an assortment of different sockets. Once again, these are all, I'm going to have all of your standard, your half, 9/16, 5/8. In this kit here I keep the deep well, and in this one I have the 8, and this here is a 12. This here is the infamous 10 that ends up going missing. This is a 7/16. And two more of these. We're going to have a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, these are real good in case you have, if you get the 12, the 12, the star, not 12, the 12 point in these. These are what the standard bolts for like rocker boxes or tappet blocks and all of that, tappet blocks in 3/8. All right, so we have that, and that's going to be with that little pouch. Now we're going to go left to right, or your right to my left. Right in here, guys, we have a test light. Especially on older Harley Davidsons, the Evos and shovel heads and whatnot, the electrical systems are very, very simple, and a 12-volt test light is crucial to be able to diagnose what's going on and fix that. I carry a property of LACLFD. Carry a nice little LED flashlight in there. I have the room, so I have a little bit bigger. And this one we have a large, or I would say medium, not large, medium pair of vice grips. I have, once again, needle nose along with the wire cutters built in. We're going to carry a pair of channel locks in this tool roll. Carry a knife, a little bit bigger knife. So we have the, I'm losing all of the sockets. We have, there they all go. We have a little bit bigger knife along with the Swiss Army knife right there. On this one, we're going to carry a full set of Torx bits right there. And we're also, if I can get it out, double up on some of these. This one here is a full set of Allen keys. Once again, guys, this is all just Harbor Freight stuff, and it's real simple to get, and it's so cheap. Why not have it? Once again, another set of box and open end wrenches. We're going to have our 3/4, 5/8, 9/16, 1/2 inch, and I love these ones. I'm going to go find some more of these. These are the old school Craftsman's. They don't have the closed end, but these are dual sized. So this is going to have a 7/16 and a 3/8, and these are fantastic. They take up less space, and you're killing two birds with one stone. So I'm going to start looking for these. A good place to look for this type of stuff is at pawn shops and also at estate sales and garage sales. If you can find these, go get them. And especially if you can get them at a pawn shop, you can buy that stuff by the pound at a lot of those pawn shops. So some nice stuff to have. So we got a set of box end wrenches right there. Once again, borrowing from the last tool roll, we have the adjustable open-end wrench to be able to do axle nuts and whatnot, and I've wrapped the handle in electrical tape. Once again, if you need more electrical tape than that, you need a trailer. Zip ties. Whoop, pulled some of them out of there. So we got another roll of zip ties right here, guys. These things are invaluable, so we're going to go ahead and zip tie this one back together so that they all stay together. Boom. There we go. Zip ties. I have a double-sided nut driver. It's actually a quad. 6 tools in one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 different sizes, 5, 6. So this is a really great tool to have. And in this tool bench or tool roll, I'm gonna have a 3/8. And once again, this is just all the cheap stuff, guys. In case I lose any of this stuff on the side of the road, I don't really care about it. If I had to leave this with somebody, it's just a couple of bucks, and it just make sure that it works. I have, just a cheapy 3/8 extension and a ratchet. Once again, I have a 1/4 inch in the same right there, and in our very last pocket down here, I carry a small flashlight. So that's it. So guys, thank you for taking the time to go over what I pack into my tool rolls. I've got over 30 years of riding motorcycles, and I've been broken down on the road plenty of times. And I'm confident to say with this tool roll that I have here laid out in front of us, I can fix most anything that's going to happen to the motorcycle, sans something catastrophic into the motor. But doing adjustments and tightening things and just doing general maintenance on motorcycles as you ride them, we can get it done and make sure that we're going to get home and in one piece. The best peace of mind is to make sure you do your maintenance before you leave, but this gives you peace of mind. And when you're the warranty, this is the stuff to have. Once again, my name's Billy. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe. Add into the comments what you have in your tool roll. Is this an exhaustive list of everything? No, I'm sure I could miss things. I'd love to hear from you and hear what you guys put in there and learn something from all of you. So share it with others. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, and give me some ideas and some things that you'd like to see next, and we'll go ahead and make some more videos. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.